Hello, welcome to the live. If you need help, my name is Catherine. Welcome to the live. So today we're going to be talking about protecting yourself from being played or used in a relationship. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. Just a minute while everybody come in. All right. Hello, welcome to the channel. If you need help, my name is Catherine. So today we're going to be discussing about protecting yourself from being played or used in a relationship. So before we even get started, let me just put this out here. I don't think anybody go into a relationship um, saying that, oh, I want somebody to play me or something like that. I know sometimes maybe you might not be experienced on noticing the red flags and different aspect of relationship, or maybe you haven't been in a lot of relationship, or maybe you overlook certain things and stuff like that. So I just want to put it out there. So um, some of the things that I want to be talking about today it may help you notice some of these stuff. In that way you don't get played or used in a relationship. We have all been there, but like, I mean, if you're in your 30s, to be honest with you guys, if you're in your 30s or and you still getting played or used in a relationship, if you haven't learned from your past mistake and stuff like that, um, you have to reevaluate that. Hello, everybody, welcome. So, at any point you guys want to share anything in the comment section, you can do that. I am from Columbus, Ohio. So, the first thing is just like knowing your worth. If you don't want to get played, like I said, if you're in your 30s and or over 30s, you're still getting played, that's a problem because you have dated before, especially if you've been in different relationship, like you've been in 2 or 3 relationship. We all learn from our mistakes. So if you continue to make the same mistake, to me, I don't know, at some point we just need to learn from our mistake. In that way, the next relationship that we get in, you know, the same thing don't happen to us. It's not, I'm not saying it won't happen, but in that way you can, if you see the red flag, you like, maybe like your instinct just tell you that something is not right. You have to follow it. Or if you seeing all this stuff that have occurred in your past relationship and now it's happening, you gotta, take those into accountability. You can't just say, or you can't just overlook stuff like that. What are you talking about in this life? We are talking about protecting yourself from being played in a relationship or being used in a relationship. How to protect yourself. So at any point you guys want to share anything, you are welcome to do that. So, like I said, the first thing, you have to know your self worth. Um, Also, you have to set boundaries. I would say setting boundaries. Know your self worth and also set boundaries. No matter how you care about somebody or you love somebody, you should always be willing to set boundaries. Because if you don't set boundaries, sometimes your partner will actually try to see how far they can get away with stuff, or things that you might do if they was to cross your boundaries. Even if you set boundaries, sometimes some of your partner Some partner will still try to see if they can get away with it. Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have boyfriend? No, no, absolutely not. What? Uh, in the world of red flags, I have found my green flag. Good for you. That's awesome for you. I'm happy for you. I'm doing good. What you doing? We're talking about protecting yourself from being played or used in a relationship, especially I'm just saying over 30 or 30s. If you still experiencing this I can see if you just started dating or you don't have any experience, but if you have dated at least two or three people at least, and you're in your 30s and you still like overlooking all the red flag and the same thing continue to happen to you, or um that means you are not learning from your mistake. At some point you just have to know your self-worth. It's a best that you have your peace of mind now until the right person come along, or you just gonna go with the flow. You know what I mean? So you have to know your self-worth. Thank you. Is relation. Even though I mean some of those stuff do happen, but like I'm saying, if you um continue to experience that, you have to reevaluate yourself um to see what you're doing wrong. Because I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong, but maybe you are enabling certain bad behavior. Because if you know your self-worth, if somebody come into your life and you have your own expectation, what you're looking for in a relationship, and that person is not able to give it to you, or you feel like that person is not a right fit for you and you still keep them around, then I think that's a problem. So like if you know what you want, if you know you want something better, don't settle for the bare minimum. Like if somebody continue to show you who they are, take them for who they are, not what it could be. I always say that. I know we all made mistakes. I have made mistakes in the past before. You have made mistakes, but what matter the most is not continue to make the same mistake over and over. You have to learn from it. Like if your intuition tell you that this person is not there for the right reason and they started showing these signs, and you still like keep them around, is it good to give him another chance after he cheated on me? To be honest with you, I truly believe this. Once a cheater, always a cheater. That's just my personal opinion. Because we are all adults, we choose to make certain decision. So if I was in a relationship and I went out there and I started entertaining somebody, like what you're doing. So before they cheated, they knew what they was doing. They didn't think about your feelings or what will happen after they did it. So people do some people know what they are doing. It don't just like happen. They know what they're doing. So we are all adults. There is consequence to all our own actions. So anything that you do, there is a consequence. So if you take him back, what make you feel that he's not going to do it again? I'm just saying. Once a cheater, I truly believe that once a cheater, always a cheater. So it's up to you, but I'm just saying, when it comes to stuff like cheating, I don't give anybody a second chance on stuff like that. Especially if you guys are not just um especially if you two talk about being committed to each other and the other person go and cheat, yeah, they're gonna do it again. So it's up to you. Nigeria scam 49. I respect your opinion, but He said he will never do it again and love me. That was a mistake. I mean, it's up to you. You are the one in your relationship. If you feel like you want to give him a chance, it's up to you. But uh, what was he thinking before he did it? That should be your question. So if he really did love you, he wouldn't entertain anybody. Like, we are all adults. Before temptation come, you have to know how to take yourself out of that. So if he went intentionally, he said he loved you, but he still did it. I mean, that's up to you. I'm just saying that it's up to you. Um, any question before we continue? You mean once a cheater, always a cheater. I truly believe that once a cheater, always a cheater. Things don't just happen like that. We all know what we are doing. So if I was to do something, I thought about it before doing it. It don't just happen like that. Before, like if I'm in a relationship, before I do something, I'm gonna think about what it would do to my partner, and what it, what it gonna affect me, that gonna affect me or my partner before I even do anything, um but I mean, it's up to you. You are the one in your relationship. It's up to you if you want to take him back. But me personally, when it comes to cheating, stuff like that, I don't just. If they do it one time, they're gonna do it again. That's just my own personal belief. But yeah, leave it. Yeah. So, you just have to know your self worth and set boundaries. You have to set boundaries because, yeah, they're going to come to you to be like, oh, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings and something just happened, and, I was tempted. Or even if we are not on good terms, to be honest, even we are not on good terms, and we are in a relationship, that doesn't give you the right to entertain somebody else. If you really want our relationship to work, that doesn't give you the right or to entertain somebody else, because you know what, especially if you want to be with a person, why would you go and entertain somebody else? If you are having misunderstanding, or you guys are, every relationship have problem. No relationship is perfect, but what matter the most is when these stuff happen. There is different stages of that come in a relationship. You guys, at some point of a relationship, you guys gonna go through little misunderstanding or hardship, or just temptation gonna come along. But what matter the most is how you deal with it. Yeah, how you deal with it, because if we are in a relationship, we having misunderstanding, I'm not going to entertain somebody else, especially if I want to be with you. I'm going to if you want to take a break, that's cool, but while taking a break, you got to work on yourself, and the person have to be willing to work on themselves either as well. So you can't be on a break. You say you want to be with somebody and still seeing other people. That don't make sense to me. You should be working towards making yourself a better person. In that way, you guys are looking for a solution that will work in a relationship, not entertaining other people. I think, have you watched Summer Term? No, I haven't watched that. I haven't watched that. And I say always follow your intuition. Um, if something is not right, it's probably not right. Yeah. Okay. And especially if you and the person just getting together, take things slow. Don't be rushing. Like take your time. in a relationship and see if this is the right fit for you. Don't be rushing the process. Like if you and somebody dating or getting to know each other, take your time. Don't be rushing. Or like, what happened? Do you guys think? What happened if you go and sleep with a person? Yeah, you love a person, but what happened if that's not the right person for you? You're just gonna be hopping from one person to another. So sometimes it's good to take your time and make sure this is the right person for you before you start to move to the next level. I'm not saying don't have sex or whatever, but we are all adults. But if you just get with a person and you instantly having, you guys are out there having sex, like, you don't even know this person yet. What happened if it don't work out? Or you get to know the true person, because if you guys are dating, you want to know who this person is, if this person is the right person for you. Or even I always say nothing lasts forever, but like if you really love a person and you want this to work, don't you want to study each other and make sure that this is the right person for you before you start hopping here and there, hopping here and there, like it's it's going to expire or something. Um, I feel like I am supposed you you suppress in your relationship, or you supposed to be in your relationship. I always say, me personally, I have made some bad decision in my past, but I'm not going to redo that over. Like, you gotta learn from your first mistake. If something happened in your first relationship or your second relationship, you can't continue to make the same mistake. Especially if you're really looking for somebody for the long term. I feel like he is taking control. But so, all right, I'm just gonna ask this question. Do you love him? Who you think love both of you? Who love is more than the other? Because if he's cheating on you and he's telling that he want to be with you, but he's still cheating on you, maybe that was the first time you caught him cheating or her cheating or whatever. But what make you feel like he haven't done that before that you don't know about? I'm just saying. What make you feel like you can't move on though? Like, don't you think you need time to? Cause you know sometimes you can't get your. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I have loved somebody in the past. I felt like this was a right fit for me, but also there's a bad weight the good. Sometimes you gotta think about it. Yeah, I love you. I have truly loved somebody in the past, and I felt like this was the right person. This we could have make it work, right? But you have to. Sometimes you have to take your emotion out of the way. Out of the way. Ask yourself: does the good weigh the bad, or what is this person really doing for me? Like, if I was to leave him, would I be missing anything? Like, what so much can I do this stuff by myself? Will I be able to have my peace of mind? To be honest with you, I don't have patience for all that. Yeah. Me personally, my opinion on being in a toxic relationship, I don't take that to be love because um me personally, I don't take that to be, yeah, the person just doing it to get me jealous and stuff like that. I personally would do, I always believe that do unto others that you want others to do unto you. So if you as a person, what are you looking for at this point in a relationship? Are you just looking for just friendship right now, or you are looking for somebody who will be with you in the long term? So those are stuff that you have to say and think about. Like, you can still live a better life or until you find the right person. So yeah, my opinion on being toxic, I don't just believe. Yeah, I know everybody in all relationship, you know, some people are different, but we all have our own flaws. We all have our own good times. So what matter the most is, you know what is the best thing for you, what are looking for. You have to ask yourself, what am I looking for? Am I just looking for fun right now, or I really want somebody who will truly love me unconditionally, who will respect me, be with me, who is willing to work with me and do the right thing by me. But I can lose him. I mean, it's your opinion. I mean, that's what you want. You know what you want. So I can't tell you what to do, but like I'm telling you, once a cheater, always a cheater. But anyway, yeah. Hopefully everything works out for you guys. I can't tell you what to do, but some eh, to me personally, sometimes you feel like, oh, I really love the person, I don't want to lose them, but what benefit is it doing for you if they are not doing right by you? And also, like, if you, in order not to get played or being used, sometimes you have to find, when you are in a relationship, you know try to keep your own independent. Like, yeah, still do your hobbies, be with your friends, because sometimes some people are in a when some people get in a relationship, they stop being friends with all their friends. They don't want to, they just want to be with a partner. But you still want to have your friends, good friends, who really care and love you and want to be the good for you, that will give you good advice as well. You can't just stop being friends with your friends, especially when they always been there for you, the good to you, and they give you good advice and they want the best for you, and you just stop being friends with them because you want to be with your partner 24/7. Sometimes you have to let them breathe a little bit, like do stuff that you used to do before you even met them. Like, you have your hobbies, take time for yourself to do those stuff. um so that's just a little advice. And also, like, some people, when they're in a relationship, they stop being going around their family and stuff like that. Still do the things that I used to do that is good. You can't just take that away out of your life just because you're in a relationship. So, any question? We are Indian. We are too emotional about relationship. Okay, huh? yeah, it's hard to say, but like I would just give you a good example. There was this guy. Okay, there was one. All right, I was married for over 15 years, right? Um, and we was together for like maybe 18 or 20 years. We got two. I got two girls, by the way. I have my oldest gonna be 18 next month, and I have a 16-year-old going on 17. I have two kids by him. But to be honest with you, going to that relationship, I always knew that it wasn't going to work. There was certain things that was happening or that I knew already, like how the person was acting. I always knew that that relation wasn't going to work. No matter how I tried to make it work, it wasn't just going to work. Um, when you are in a relationship, it takes two to make it work. So yeah, you love a person, but what benefit would it do if it's just you doing most of the work in a relationship, like trying to make it work just because you want to be with this person, you know? Sometimes you have to ask yourself that. So anyway, yeah, that's the only, to be honest with you, that's the only good that came out of that relationship. I have two kids now, but I had two kids by him. But we were married for a long time. Like I said, we was married for over 15 years, but we're together for almost 20 years. But like I said, going back, there was this guy, not that my previous marriage, but there was this guy, I really did like him. I thought, yeah, everything kind of checked out for the most part. But the longer we got together, I felt like the relationship was always at even though like they had a lot in common and stuff like that. I felt like we had good connection and all that good stuff, and I felt like, yeah, it could have worked. It could have worked, but the longer we stay together, I feel like the relationship wasn't progressing. It was always at a still, and there was other stuff that would happen in between. Like I had to ask myself, is this what I want for myself? um People are gonna be who they want to be. You can't change anybody, no matter what you do. Yeah, you can still love somebody, but if it's not the right fit for you, even though they might check out a whole lot, but other stuff in between that is not just working out. You can't force it. Sometimes even though you love a person, but you just have to let it go. Yeah. So that's just a little story I have to tell you. But anyway, yeah, you have to just ask yourself, is this person the right person for me? Is this the person I want to be with for the long term? If it's not just working out, yeah. So, what else? But wish you a good luck. But like now, sitting back and really going back, reflecting on our relationship. Yeah, I still feel like it could have worked, but I wasn't willing to compromise my certain values, you know? And I think I made a right decision to let that relationship go because, um, yeah, I was not willing to just compromise certain things. I am from West Africa, Liberia. I was born in Liberia, but I came here when I was very little. I was very little when I came to the U.S. So I've been here for a while. I've been here since 1999 in the U.S. So you know, George, we are, yeah. It's no, it's That's what this channel is about, for all to share our ideas, and hopefully it can help somebody, you know. Yeah, it's okay. I'm over it now. So, and sometimes you feel like when you and someone go through a breakup, you feel like, yeah, you're gonna lose that. You have lost somebody, yeah. You're gonna feel it. You're not going, hearing that, you're gonna think about the person. And sometimes you feel like, oh, how long is it gonna take me to get over this person? But if you actually following your intuition and you feel like that was not the right fit for you, at some point you're gonna start to feel okay, and you're gonna be okay with it. Yeah, I have my extended family in Liberia. Yeah, all my actually I don't have that many people out here in the U.S., but most of my extended family are in Liberia. You are strong. Thank you. What do you mean by I'm strong though? Any question in the chat? And communication is very important in a relationship. I'm the type of person, if I'm in a relationship, actually, I'm going to make sure my partner is okay coming to me at any point, no matter what they're going through, good or bad, whatever. I feel I want to make sure they are open to coming to me to talk about stuff, you know. I don't, when I'm in a relationship, I'm not going to judge you, but I'm just going to be honest with you. It might hurt your feeling if I'm telling the truth at a minute, but I feel that how it should be. If you really love somebody and care about somebody, you should be willing to tell them the truth, and you should be open to the person coming to you and telling you stuff instead of going to other people to, you know, to tell them what they're going through. So yeah, I feel the same way too. If we are in a relationship, if I'm going through anything, I should be able to come to you without me feeling like, oh, I'm gonna feel like Josh or anything. We might not always agree on everything, but relationship is always work in progress. We should always be willing to work to make, to better the situation. So it's always working to make it happen and looking for better ways to make that work, you know. Um, Also, you cannot, I just say that you can't always please people, even though if you love the person in a relationship. You have to be willing to tell them the truth. You can't always say, not everything you can't say yes to it. Sometimes you have to say no if you feel like that's not the right thing for you. You have to be willing. Somebody that you love, uh, at some point you can't always please them. You have to be willing to be true to yourself and tell them, uh, you are so strong emotionally. Um, mm, all right. Any question in the chat? Any more question? I think I covered pretty much the basic, but there's always more. We have to learn from our past experience, like I said. But at this point in my life, to be honest with you guys, I just want to be more open to you guys, because At this point in my life, I'm not just willing to settle for less. I know what I want. So if you don't have what I want or what I'm looking for, I'm not just willing to settle just for the sake of status. Because I've been there, I've done that. So yeah, I'm okay being like this. But if you are not a right fit or certain things don't just, I know we have to compromise, but there are certain things I'm not willing to compromise in a relationship, if that makes sense. So if, especially if I'm telling you this is what I'm looking for, or you doing certain things that I don't like, and I'm telling you, and you are not even making effort to work on those stuff, I'm not just willing to settle for the bare minimum just for the sake of it. So yeah. um any question in the chat before I end the live? Anybody have question? But anyway, y'all, thanks for coming to my life. I appreciate. If you have, you can put your question down below. But I just want to say thank you all for coming to the live. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Hopefully, one day this channel gonna grow. It's gonna help some people out there. That's the main point of it of this channel, that people are free to come here when they are having issues or problems. We can share ideas to help each other grow. Um, Sometimes, especially, you don't just know what to do in a situation. So this channel is, I'm willing to be real with you guys. Hopefully you can take my advice, take what's going to help you. I'm not going to hide anything from you guys. I'm going to be real as I can be. um, I know there's other relationship channel out there. They tell you to be toxic or do all this stuff, but at the end of the day, we have to be realistic. So I'm willing to be open with you guys. If you ever have any question, you need any advice, I'm going to be very truthful to you guys, because I would like you guys to also hold me accountable if I'm doing anything wrong. If you actually knew me outside of the channel, I would like you guys to be earnest with me as well. So that's the goal of the channel. The goal is to help each other grow or lift each other. If you ever need advice, feel free. I'm not here to judge anybody. We all make mistakes. We have all made certain mistakes that we shouldn't have made. But what matters the most is learning from our mistake and growing from it, and not continuing to make the same mistakes. So you guys are welcome anytime. If you like this content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye. Stay blessed.